Hello everyone.
Hello.
Before the usual format, if that's alright, so we'll do a broadcast section to start with, and if you guys want to jump through some written bits after, and we'll do a little bit for the Sundays at the end, and then if you want to jump outside, we got that. That's alright. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Gary, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, will do. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Gary.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is hard and 10 is very easy. How easy was the decision to sign a new contract?
Well, there are always many topics to speak about when once you have such an important decision, also a long-term decision. It's an important decision for the club, also, of course, also for my private life and my plannings. But we made it clear quite soon also that both parties are willing to find a solution anyhow, and in the end we got there, and definitely a good day for us.
So, in your vision, what does 4 years look like for you and Norwich City? Where will you be in 4 years' time at the club?
Yes, we will see. So, as a manager and head coach, you always have to concentrate on the short-term success. But it was always my aim, not just to think about the next Sunday, the next 3 points, always to think about the club and the future of the club. And we always spoke about consistency. Even when I walked through the door 4 years ago, seems a long time ago anyhow, but it was a great time. We spoke about our long-term vision, and if I'm honest, the club was in a really difficult situation, also in lots of financial pressure and a pretty old squad. But we spoke even there about we want to create consistency and want to deliver consistency for this club. And our first aim was, and main aim was to say, okay, listen, we want always to be a member in the top 26 in this country. That means, we want to play one day on Premier League level top 20, and if not, then to finish in the top 6. This was our claim, and it's a big claim for a self-funding club, and also a club who was under unbelievable financial pressure. So right now we have achieved this consistency. The last 4 years, when I think about this, so it's more like we won the championship title, we played Premier League, then we won the championship title again. Right now we're heading into the next Premier League season, so it means 4 years of consistency in these terms, and right now it's about to go the next steps. It's never easy and never guaranteed that we can go further on also in this way, but we want to develop the club exactly in this way.
So the aim is no longer top 26 but top 17 for all of the next 4 years.
Yes, of course, that's what we all want. Though the next step is right now to become a really established Premier League club, and again, that's a big aim for the only self-funding club on this level. So we want to become a permanent member. So this is also like in the past years we had several seasons on the top level, but let's be honest, quite often was just 1 year, perhaps with a bit of luck 2 years. Right now we want to take the next step and steps where the club was a bit struggling in the last decades to become really an established Premier League club. So to make sure that's also for us possible to spend 5-6 years in a row also on the top level. And we're not naive. We know that we're not fighting for the Premier League title, at least not the next 2 years or whatever, and perhaps also not for Europe. But we want to develop this club more or less from season to season. And then there could be even a situation that after spending then a few years on the top level, that you once you have a difficult season in terms of injuries and bad luck with signings, whatever, that you perhaps then have to go back for 1 year, but more like that the club is then that's stable. It's not even a question that we will promote back straight away. So this is more or less like our aim to make out of this club an really established Premier League club. And again, sounds more or less easy because we have achieved and earned the right. We didn't win our place in the lottery anyhow to play in the Premier League. We earned the right and fully deserved. It seems to be easy to make the next step, but this next step is huge, is massive, especially for us as a club. And for that we have to stick to our values, to stick to our principles. But this is definitely the way we want to go.
And in your wildest dreams, established, and also maybe a trophy or two?
My wildest dreams, I don't dream about football. That's definitely for sure. But in my craziest dreams, yeah. Listen, if I'm honest, I go into each and every game in order to win football games, and if you win each and every football game anyhow, so it's more like you win the title. We're not naive. We know that we're not contenders against Liverpool or Man City or Chelsea or whoever. But it's also like, we want to develop as a club step by step, and it's great to lift some silverware anyhow. I have the privilege to be allowed already in my coaching career at least to win 4 times already a league anyhow, and I know how great it is to lift some silverware. I'm not naive. It won't happen with Norwich City for the next years, or probably not. Yeah, you never know. But we are also not too addicted to positions in the table or something like this. We just want to go out with this attitude. I want to play proper football, want to win football matches. And if I'm honest, I'm just greedy to grind out everything out of each and every season. And I mentioned yesterday on event. So if you would guarantee me right now, here's a letter just signed, then you finish on position 17 this season, I wouldn't sign it. Because of course it would be a great success, and I mentioned yesterday I probably would have a non-relegation parade through the city, and everyone would praise us, and we would have big parties, and would be of course a great success, an important step for the club. But I'm not too addicted to positions in the table. I just want to say after the next season, okay, we've done the best out of our opportunities, and I can't tell you right now which position this means. I just want to have the feeling that we as a club, we as a group of players and also staff members have done our best and have delivered our best performance. And if we can say this after the season, then we are unbelievably happy, and then we go into the summer break, enjoy the summer break, have perhaps some wild dreams, and after that we go again.
Loyalty is a rare thing in football, but it seems to work both ways in this relationship. Obviously after relegation there was never a hint of the club getting rid of you, and now you've decided after promotion again to sign a 4-year deal. Did you imagine when you first arrived here that would be this kind of perfect fit between head coach and football club?
Of course, I sense this could be a perfect fit. Otherwise, we wouldn't have signed the contract. I think both parties had this feeling once I arrived. But we are also both parties are realistic and know that this is quite rare in football. And I know in which privileged situation I am, and I'm unbelievably grateful. And in this moments, you feel really also unbelievably humble and emotional and just thankful, because the times when a manager was allowed also to create something special and to stay for so many years is long ago anyhow, and I just can say a big thank you for all the people who are involved. I'm unbelievably grateful for all the trust and all the backing of our owners, Delia, Michael, not just perfect owners but also fantastic human beings. I can't ask for better owners. Of course our board, our sporting director Stuart Webber, but last but not least really also all our supporters. We have really a special unity and a special bond here at Norwich City, and I know this is pretty privileged role, and I feel really honored and blessed to be allowed to work for this amazing club in this leading role and help this club also a little bit in order to be successful. It works in both parts, I know. So I can remember the situation 1 year ago. Normally in football after relegation, a few questions are asked and everyone is asking, no, we need a new beginning, new head coach, new players, new staff, new sporting director, new board, whatever. It felt a bit the other way around. It felt a bit like our key people and many people were more or less concerned that I wouldn't want to go back to the second tier anyhow, because there were some other options. But I also got the feeling I wanted to give something back for all the trust and all the support and all the help and the privileged situation I'm in, and took the decision to stay. It was definitely the right decision, because my values and my life, I'm not too addicted to just individual success or money or titles or whatever. So for me, it's also perhaps sometimes more worth to create something really special and extraordinary for a small club instead of becoming the 123rd manager who wins the title for a different club. So I've got the feeling we have really something really special here at Norwich City, and the way has not come to an end, and we want to go further on, want to take the next steps. And as long as I got the feeling I've something to give to this club and can develop this club, so I will give my everything in order to do this. But I'm still, like you mentioned, unbelievably grateful to be in this position.
You've just answered, I think, what was going to be my next question. So, if in the next 4 years, a big, major trophy-chasing club likes what you're doing here and offers you what looks like the job of a lifetime, how tempting would that be?
I never speak about any rumors or possibilities or what if or something like this. So I'm not too addicted anyhow just to think about myself. But it's also not a secret that I can tell you right now. So I've also turned something or offers down anyhow where I would say, okay, this is perhaps a dream move or something like this, because I'm just doing things where I'm really 100% convinced of. And for me, just important. The first topic is that also the people who are here in charge and support this club, our key people, our board, our owners, but also of course our supporters want me to be. There will be perhaps a time when some people want to see a different brand of football, more like a proper traditional way, long balls, anyhow going for second balls and trying to park the bus anyhow. So yeah, sometimes you just want to see a change, and there will be probably the time anyhow when they want to see a different approach, and this is a time then I will leave. That's definitely for sure, because I stand for special values and also special brand of football, and this time may come. So as long as I'm allowed to work for this amazing club, I'm really unbelievably highly motivated to go. And on the other hand, so I just signed a new contract. I don't want to speak about anything else. The only two topics when I would want to leave is more like when I got the feeling. So it's more like, okay, we have achieved everything that we can achieve with this club, and this is the moment when I got the feeling, okay, the club is in safe hands and also that stable and robust that they can also go with a different manager, perhaps even better. Anyhow, this is the moment when I will leave. And the only other thing that would attract me, then I've mentioned before, so I've lifted thank God already several times some silverware. So yeah, once there's a chance anyhow to do this and to win trophies, this is something that would attract me, but definitely not in the next year. So right now this project is quite important for me, the only thing that matters and my only concern and my only focus, and I'm absolutely delighted to be allowed to do this.
Lovely chat, and just to spoil it, the weather out there, it's summer, it's also transfer speculation time. You've already lost one of your main players this summer to Aston Villa. Are you worried about losing Todd as well, or if you don't want to answer that directly, do you get pleasure from bringing players through and seeing them move on and advance their career, allegedly? Well,
I always I'm a head coach. I like to work with the best players in the world. I would like to keep all our best players. There's also not a secret, and also no witchcraft anyhow to predict this. So that's quite normal. I want to work with the best players in the world, but so our way is different. We're a self-funding club, and we also have to develop young players. So when we have created unbelievable amount of values over the past years, and this is this way we have to go. And if a player has outgrown the club a little bit or has a big wish, okay, to take the next step, and it's a good situation, also a good money move for all parties, then we definitely do this anyhow, because we are, meanwhile, a few years ago we were in a situation that we had to sell and needed money. Right now we are in a absolutely healthy situation, and also unbelievably stable, also from the financial point of view as a club. All our players, nearly all our players, are under long-term contracts. Big credit to Stuart Webber. I think he's done a fantastic job in these terms. And for that we don't have any pressure and any need. So we want to keep our best players. Yeah, if then some crazy offers are coming in where we got the feeling, okay, perhaps we lose a quality player, but we can develop the club with this money even better or easier than it would be without. Anyhow, then we definitely do this, because this club is not about individuals. It's not just about the head coach, not about the sporting director, not about one player or a board member. It's all about the club. So the club is bigger than every one of us. And if we got the feeling it makes sense, then of course it's then also possible. So in this business you can never say never, but then it's due to us, and also one of my tasks anyhow to find hopefully then the next player with potential and to develop. It's never easy then, never guaranteed that it works in the same way, but this will be our way. But all I can say at the moment. I'm also quite confident that we keep our group together, and we're not tempted anyhow to sell it. No, it's more like we want to improve our squad, and we need to do some business, and for that, it's not so much a topic for today, especially not when the sun is shining that nice.
You're happy with everything you're hearing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, couldn't say it better than myself.
Same question really, was the decision, was it an easy decision or a difficult one to offer the new deal?
Yeah, I think it was incredibly easy. It was never in doubt from either side, I think, to be honest. As Daniel has very eloquently put, it's about the club and Daniel and everyone working together for the same common goal, which is to try and improve the football club. And when something's working as well as it has been doing over the last 4 years, not without challenging moments within that, of course, then why would you want to change it? And while there's still success to be had together, then of course it's about committing to each other and setting new objectives and new goals and sort of going after them. And I think what's plain to see, I think, for everyone on the inside and outside of the club is this is very much a tight group of people who work very hard to do the best things for the football club. And often you see at clubs sometimes that the head coach or manager almost feels like that they're working against the club or they're working in silo, whereas here I think it's plain for people to see that we're all in it together and we all want the same things. And along the way there's challenges which come with that, of course, and being a self-funded club brings a unique challenge when we're trying to compete with the richest clubs in the world, but it's also an exciting challenge, and it's also one that if we can achieve it our way, then probably the sense of feeling for that would be so much stronger for us. So it was a really easy decision.
Do you think the fans might like to hear a bit more ambition? Words maybe finishing in the top half or Europe or...
I think you have to ask the fans that, but I think you also have to be very careful what you wish for. There's lots of clubs playing League One football now who chased a dream. I think also as a football fan and as a football club, you have to respect where you are in the food chain. Unfortunately, there's only one team who can win the Premier League. There's only 4 teams who can qualify for the Champions League and another 2 for Europe. So there's 6 teams going after the same competition, and with the greatest respect to ourselves, there's much bigger football clubs than us who have spent millions and millions who have sort of failed miserably. And you have to understand what going for it means. So, what is success for your club? And I think we spend a lot of time communicating with our fan base as to what is success for our club. And we could go away from them values for sure. But then you lose the connectivity. So we have board and ownership here who've been here for 25 years who know our fan base, connect with our fan base. The only way the investment would change here is if they weren't the owners anymore, because it's not like we're sat on a load of money somewhere and we're not choosing to spend it. We spend what we spend. We're not sat with a load of money in the bank. So if we then sold the club, or if Delia and Michael decided to sell the club and they maybe sold it to investors who didn't care as much about the community and the fan base, you can also get alienated. And I think we all know clubs where the fan bases would cut off their right arms to be at a club where they actually feel that the football club still belongs to them. And Delia and Michael talk about their custodians of this club. Would we love to have more money to spend in the market? Would we love to develop the stadium quicker? Would we love to build the training crowd quicker? Yeah, of course, because we're all ambitious and we want that, and we understand the fans want that. Would we love to be fighting to win the Premier League? Yeah, of course. But unfortunately, that's not really realistic. And if we did want them things, and we were fortunate one day to have them things, we might also lose what's great about this club, which is where you can be a local born boy or girl and you can feel connected to your football club. You can feel like you're part of something special, and that can soon go away with the wrong ownership. And we've seen some of our great clubs in our country have gone down. One's just down the road, a great club with incredible success, incredible fan base. I'm sure they would have loved a little bit what's gone on here the last 20 years as opposed to what they've had, and we should never look beyond that. And I think as football fans, of which we're all football fans deep down, it's also a question of being careful what you wish for.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Johnny?
Yeah, Daniel, Stuart. How far away do you think you are from having the squad ready to kick off the season?
1 month and 10 days, I think. So it's really in this business just possible to judge the transfer window once the transfer window is done anyhow. So I'm pretty pleased how far we have come. I think it was already a busy window. So of course, and it's more or less like the first outgoing with Emi Buendia. But it was also good that there was an early decision, because it left us in a position that we could plan our squad together. And I have to say, so I'm absolutely happy with our signings so far. We have a proper group, a small group together, but really tight together, and with lots of quality and lots of character. I'm really pleased with our preseason so far. Right now, it's also like to find the final pieces to make sure that we're really competitive on this level. Yeah, everyone knows that we have lost a few players, and we still need to do some work in order to be competitive on the top level. But it's also important, to be patient. Yeah, if you would, like Stuart mentioned, would sit on unbelievable money anyhow, and it's also easy to spend it a bit earlier. Sometimes as a self-funding club, you have to be patient a little bit and to wait a little bit longer. But in the end, we'll definitely be competitive, and I have to say, so I'm pretty happy with our planning so far.
Yeah. And Stuart, the leagues that you've explored so far to recruit, are you going to continue on that vein?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's about who's available and who's willing to come as well. I think if you look throughout Europe, the market is very slow. We're probably a club who's done one of the most business, and we still feel like we've got quite a bit to do. I think there's a paranoia around the transfer market at the moment with COVID. For sure, the money's been hit, and people are concerned about selling at the wrong price, and that player being worth a lot more in maybe 6 weeks' time. And I think you can really feel that that paranoia from clubs, which I fully understand. But yeah, for us, we don't discriminate where the player comes from. I think we've shown that. I believe it's one of our strengths as a club, and the staff that we've got, that we will look anywhere and everywhere to find players, which I think does give us an advantage at times, because if we were set up in one market, sometimes that market can become too saturated, and we have to be realistic. We're certainly going to be seen as one of the favourites to get relegated, so it means we're not going to be the top of players' lists always, and so yeah, it's about being smart. As Daniel said, it's about not rushing in, it's about being patient, for sure. I took a lesson from the last time, is we probably weren't patient enough, and we probably went from our top targets to our bottom targets too quickly, and sometimes you have to wait, because sometimes the deals get a little bit better as the window goes on, as frustrating as that is, because the pair of us like it when the squad's together early and they have that benefit of the pre-season work, but we also have to respect the marketplace sometimes dictates that, and we have to be patient. But I think I sit here very confident that by the time the real business starts, we'll be in a real healthy place.
Super, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Any more broadcast bits, or jump onto written, guys? I don't know if you want to.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, thank you.
Daniel, congratulations.